The air in the bedroom felt thick, heavy with the scent of her lavender perfume and something else, something sour like unspoken lies. I stood frozen, staring at the phone in my hand, its screen glowing with a message that wasn't meant for me. Meet me tonight, same place. I can't stop thinking about you. My heart slammed against my ribs, each beat a hammer striking glass. The words blurred, but their meaning sliced through me, sharp and cold. Sarah, my wife of 7 years, was asleep in our bed, her dark hair fanned across the pillow, oblivious to the storm brewing in my chest. I'd only picked up her phone to check the time. Mine was dead, charging on the nightstand. But the notification flashed, uninvited, and curiosity, or maybe instinct, made me swipe. Now I couldn't unsee it. The sender's name was just Jay. But the intimacy in those words wasn't anonymous. My thumb hovered over the screen, torn between scrolling for more and throwing the phone against the wall. Was this real? Could Sarah, the woman who cried during our vows, who laughed at my terrible cooking, be someone else entirely? The house was silent except for the faint hum of the heater and the occasional creak of the old wooden floors. I sank into the armchair by the window, the leather cool against my skin, and stared out at the streetlights flickering in the autumn fog. My mind replayed the last few months, her late nights at work, the way she'd pull away when I reached for her, her sudden obsession with her phone. "I'm just tired," she'd say, her voice soft but distant, like she was speaking from another room. I'd believed her. Or maybe I'd wanted to believe her. I glanced back at Sarah, her breathing steady, her face serene. She looked like the woman I loved, but doubt not at me. Was she dreaming of him? Jay, whoever he was. The thought made my stomach churn, a mix of nausea and rage. I wanted to shake her awake, demand answers, but fear held me back. What if she lied? What if she didn't? The truth felt like a cliff I wasn't ready to jump off. Instead I scrolled. My hands trembled as I opened the thread. Messages stretched back weeks, each one a dagger. "You make me feel alive," she'd written. "I miss you already," he'd replied. There were no explicit details, no blatant confessions, but the subtext was electric, undeniable. They'd met at a hotel downtown, a place I'd never been but could picture vividly. Cheap wine, dim lights, tangled sheets. My imagination painted it in cruel detail, each image a fresh wound. I set the phone down, my breath shallow. The room felt smaller, the walls closing in. I wanted to scream, to cry, to rewind time to when I didn't know. But ignorance wasn't peace anymore, it was just a different kind of betrayal. I thought of our life together. The late-night talks, the road trips, the way she'd hum off-key in the shower. Was it all a lie? Or was this new version of her the lie? The next morning, Sarah moved through the kitchen like nothing had changed. The clink of her coffee mug against the counter, the rustle of her newspaper, the soft morning babe she tossed my way. It all felt normal. Too normal. I watched her, searching for cracks in her facade. Did her smile falter? Was her laugh too forced? She caught me staring and tilted her head, her green eyes narrowing. "You okay?" she asked, her tone light but laced with something I couldn't place. Guilt, maybe, or suspicion. "Yeah." I lied, my voice rough. "Just didn't sleep well." She nodded, accepting it, and went back to her paper. I wanted to grab her, to make her confess, but the words stuck in my throat. What if I was wrong? What if Jay was a friend, a misunderstanding? Doubt and hope wrestled in my chest, each one bruising. Over the next week, I became a detective in my own marriage. I noticed everything. The way she locked her phone when I entered the room, the new perfume she wore, the way she'd linger in the bathroom texting. Each clue was a pebble in a growing pile, but none were heavy enough to confront her with. I needed proof, something undeniable. So I followed her. It was a Thursday night when she said she had a work dinner. She kissed me goodbye, her lips fleeting, and left in a cloud of that new perfume. I waited 10 minutes, then tailed her car through the city, my heart pounding louder than the radio. She didn't go to the restaurant she'd named. Instead, she parked outside a bar downtown, one with frosted windows and a neon sign that flickered like a warning. I watched from across the street as she stepped out, her dress clinging to her in a way that made my chest ache. She glanced around, then slipped inside. I waited, my breath fogging the car window. Minutes stretched into an eternity. Then I saw him, tall, broad-shouldered, with a confident stride. He entered the bar and my gut twisted. I didn't need to see their reunion to know. But I went inside anyway. The bar was dim, crowded, the air thick with laughter and clinking glasses. I spotted them in a corner booth, their heads close, her hand on his arm. She laughed, and it was the laugh I thought was mine alone, bright, unguarded. My vision tunneled, the room fading to just them. I could have stormed over, made a scene, but my feet were led. Instead, I watched, paralyzed, as she leaned in and kissed him. The world tilted. I stumbled out, the cold night air slapping my face. Back in the car, I gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles whitened. Anger burned, but beneath it was something worse, grief. I loved her even now. That was the worst part. When she came home that night, I was waiting. The living room was dark, the only light from a flickering candle. She froze when she saw me, her purse slipping from her shoulder. "You're up late," she said, her voice tight. "I know," I said, my tone calm but laced with venom. "I saw you, Sarah. With him." Her face crumpled, but only for a moment. Then defiance flickered in her eyes. "It's not what you think," she started, but the lie faltered. She sank onto the couch, hands trembling. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she whispered. "I was bored. Lonely. You were always working and Don't." I cut her off. "Don't make this my fault." Silence stretched, heavy and suffocating. I wanted her to fight, to beg, to explain, but she just sat there, tears streaking her face. Then I did something I hadn't planned. I pulled out my phone and played a recording. Her voice, laughing with him, recorded through the bar's open window. Her eyes widened, horror replacing defiance. "You followed me?" she gasped. "I had to know," I said, my voice breaking. "And now I do." She reached for me, but I stepped back. The woman I loved was a stranger, and the man I'd been trusting, devoted, was gone too. I walked out, leaving her with the echo of her own laughter, a sound that would haunt me forever.